I'm Dr. Marty.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Marty.
Do you go by Rex?
Yes, you can call me Rex.
Okay. All right. Do you mind if I write some of the things down that we talk about today?
I don't mind at all.
Okay. First things first, I need to go over just limits of confidentiality with you. So everything that we discuss will be confidential except for a few areas. So if you're a danger to yourself or others, I have to report. If you talk about any sexual or physical abuse or neglect of a minor, a vulnerable adult or an elder, I have to report that. If I am subpoenaed for any reason, I would have to talk about some of the things that we're discussing in our sessions. And then if you threaten the life of the president, I would have to report that. Do you have any questions about the confidentiality?
Nope, I understand.
Okay, all right. First things first, could you kind of just give me a little overview of why you're here today?
I am here mostly by the request of my wife. She is unhappy with the way I drive her up the wall. I don't like spiders, and I go to great measures to make sure that the spiders aren't going to be near me. I don't know, she doesn't like sleeping next to me at night because I smell of insect repellent, which is I do regularly before I go to bed, just make sure the spiders, cause I heard when you're sleeping you swallow like 8 spiders a year because you're just sleeping, and so the spiders can crawl all over you. And I also hire somebody to come clean the house so that the spiders aren't there, and that costs a lot of money, and my wife thinks the money could be better spent elsewhere. I don't think she's being considerate of my feelings, but I understand that it is a financial obligation that she doesn't approve of.
This kind of hatred of spiders, is it all the time? You're always thinking about it?
I'd say every day, but not constantly.
Okay. And how long have you had this? How long have you felt this way about spiders?
Well, it was about 8 months ago. I was watching TV, and it was the Discovery Channel. I had my wife taken that off of the cable package now because after I seen the show 10 Most Poisonous Spiders, I've not been feeling comfortable that I'm safe from spiders where I am.
So you haven't actually had a bad experience with a spider? You've never been bitten or anything like that?
No.
By a poisonous spider? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Have you done any research on the internet at all about your problem?
No.
Okay.
I've seen films, like where people are afraid of spiders, but not the internet.
What's the worst thing that you've done when you felt this hatred of the spiders?
I would say I've run away from obligations that I've had because I thought I seen a wandering spider. I've left obligations that I should have been able to hold up to, but I just couldn't.
And so your wife wants you to come in. Where is she at with this? Is she at the point where she just doesn't want to take it anymore?
Yeah, she thinks I'm worrying too much. She thinks I'm a worrywart, and I'm driving her crazy, and
Okay. Does
she's
your
about
wife work?
fed up. Yes, she does. She works in a factory making die-cast molds.
Okay. And what is it that you do?
I also work in the factory, but I work in the plastics department.
Okay.
Up the hill from her.
Do you have any kids?
We do not.
Anybody else besides your wife noticing this problem that you're having?
I think people notice. A lot of people are slightly afraid of spiders. I don't think people really give it 2 looks besides my wife, who sees everything, so.
Okay.
She's also really mad that she had bought in some brand new furniture, and I threw them out because I don't know if there's spiders inside there or not, and if they're making babies and they're gonna be there for good, so.
Yep. What are you not able to do now because of these problems that you were able to do before?
Definitely not camping. I don't want to be. I like things that are indoors more so than outdoors. You know, I'm not able to fall asleep as nicely at night. You know, especially I have a nightly thing that I do. I spray an insect repellent, so the smell of that sometimes too bothers me as I'm falling asleep. So I can't sleep as well.
Are you worried about any health problems associated with putting the insect repellent on your skin?
I never thought of it that way before. No.
Okay. That's something I would maybe refer you to see a doctor about, because that could be potentially harmful for you.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think no. Not that I can. Not that's jumping to mind.
Okay. What are you able to do, but with great difficulty or discomfort because of the problem?
I'm still able to watch TV, but like I said, I disconnected the Discovery Channel. So sometimes I still worry as I'm flipping through the channels that it's going to be there, but it's not. So I do watch TV with dread sometimes.
What do you feel like when you do see a spider?
My throat gets really tight. My heart starts pounding. I get really sweaty. No matter how much deodorant I have on, it doesn't matter. I just get really sweaty, and I usually run.
No matter what the size is?
Yeah.
Do you live around any...
The smaller they are, the worse they are, because then they could be anywhere. They're wandering around.
So it doesn't matter, you're not afraid if they're poisonous or not, just that they're around. You just don't want them around at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Since your problems began, have you had any periods where you felt free or mostly free from the problem?
Yeah. Occasionally there would be times.
Is there anything that makes your problem worse or intensified?
I mean, being in dirty places. Lint sometimes startles a reaction in me. Sometimes I see spiders where there's not actually spiders.
Like just out of the corner of your eye?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sometimes even just like a dust speck that catches your vision.
And then maybe you just kind of, ooh, maybe it's a spider. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Are there any situations or circumstances that make you feel like your problems are better?
Yeah, well, I have this friend who comes. He's an exterminator, and he comes once a month. I do feel good right after it's done, but then eventually that wears off, and I call him back in again. He really likes coming over because he really likes the business, but me and him come sometimes. Sometimes I'll talk to him about why he isn't afraid of spiders. Sometimes it's good to hear him talk about how he's not afraid of spiders, so I know that it's possible. It's just I don't see it for myself right now.
Yeah. When you put the insecticide on your body at night, does that give you relief?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until my wife nags that it stinks.
Could you fall asleep without it?
I would.
Have you tried?
I would get poor sleep.
Okay.
I could sleep, but it would be poor.
So tell me what parts of your life have been affected by this problem? Financial?
Yep.
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 Because you're spending money on the exterminators and...
Getting rid of my wife's furniture that she just bought. So obviously relationship. My wife's not happy with any of this. And like sometimes I don't uphold obligations. If I start to feel panicky, then I'll just leave. What else are you looking for?
Any legal,
No.
family relationships, other family members?
No.
Any leisure or pleasurable activities that you used to do?
Yeah, my dad used to take me camping when it was a really big deal to go camping when I was young. It's like, becoming a man and I don't want to go camping in the slightest at all anymore. Not right now. Not with my fear of spiders. I saw bugs all the time. Not necessarily spiders, but there was a lot of bugs. So high probability of spiders out there, so I'm sure if my dad knew that, I'm sure he'd be disappointed.
So nobody knows but your wife?
They do, they kind of blow it off.
Okay, just think, oh, you're
Mhm.
being, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever sought treatment for this before?
No.
Okay. How will you know that you're better?
I'll go camping with my dad again. My wife will be happy with me again. I won't. I'll be able to sit on her furniture. I'll let her decorate the house again. Those types of things.
Okay. Maybe save a little money on the exterminator?
That'd be a big plus, yeah. I'd spoil my wife a little more then, maybe that'd make her happy.
They like that. Are you currently having any thoughts or plans to hurt yourself?
No.
Or kill yourself?
No.
Has there ever been a time when you were suicidal?
No.
Are you currently having any thoughts or plans to hurt or kill somebody else?
Definitely not.
Has there ever been a time when you were homicidal?
No.
How has your energy level been since this has begun?
Fine. Yeah, I
Same?
sleep. I sleep good at night. When I, follow my insect repellent at night.
Okay. Has your appetite changed at all?
There's been occasional instances where I felt this funny feeling in my throat, like a tickle that maybe I had eaten a spider from my food. So there'd been an occasional meal that I'd thrown out, but typically no.
So you haven't really, your body weight has pretty much stayed the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other stressors in your life right now beyond this? Or anything that's associated with this?
No, not anything else, no.
Okay. In the last month, has there been a period of time where you were feeling depressed or down for most of the day? Okay. Have you lost interest or pleasure in doing things that you usually enjoy?
I don't go to my attic anymore. I don't go camping. I don't. Just areas that I avoid spiders in.
Have you ever had a period of time that you were feeling so good, excited, or hyper that other people thought you were not normal? Or that
Only
you were
when I'm-
so hyper that you got in trouble?
Only when I'm drunk.
Okay. So not normal.
No.
Have you ever had a panic attack when you suddenly felt frightened or anxious or suddenly developed a lot of physical symptoms?
Yep.
Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, seeing spiders, it triggers, like I said, the tightening of throat, I get really sweaty, my heart pounds, and I just flee.
Is it just when you see spiders or sometimes when you think about it too?
When I think about it too, yeah.
Okay.
A spider trigger.
Are you ever afraid of going out of the house, being in a crowd, excuse me, standing in a line, or traveling on buses or trains?
No, not necessarily around people, no.
Okay. Is there anything that you have been afraid to do or felt uncomfortable doing in front of other people, like speaking, eating, writing?
Yeah, I definitely don't like, I don't like speaking in front of other people, but I do it because everybody's gotta. But no, other than that, no.
Is there anything else besides spiders that make you especially afraid, like flying or seeing blood or getting a shot or heights or anything? Okay. Have you been bothered by thoughts that didn't make any sense or kept coming back even though you didn't want to have them anymore?
No.
Was there anything that you had to do over and over and couldn't resist doing? In the last 6 months, have you been particularly nervous or anxious?
No, more so than the couple months before that, but anxious about, nervous about encountering spiders.
Okay, so just the spiders?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you currently taking any medications?
Every once in a while I get a headache, I'll take some leave.
Okay, but nothing that you prescribe daily?
No.
Or, okay. Is there anything that makes you reluctant to take any medications?
I like to run a lot. I like looking nice for my wife. I would be reluctant if the side effects maybe were weight gain. But other than that, no.
Okay.
Remembering would be a problem. Might be a problem too. Something I use my phone for, set daily alarms, because
Yeah.
sometimes I forget then if I took it or if I didn't.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do
Yeah.
that. Make sure that they're on it.
Yeah.
Are you, or have you taken any past psychiatric medications before?
No.
No? Okay. Have you seen a therapist or counselor before?
Lucky number one.
Hey! Well, hopefully we'll be able to help you out. Skip around a little bit here. Have you ever tried alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay. How old were you?
15 when I had my first drink. My drinking now, I don't drink during the week. That's a no, and I'll save that for the weekends. Not every weekend either, but
Just kind of infrequent?
yeah, it's very infrequent, a couple times a month.
Ever had any legal problems, or have you ever blacked out or passed out from drinking too much?
College years, yeah, I've blacked out a couple times. Not lately, not since I was 20.
No legal problems, no?
No.
Okay. Have you ever taken any other drugs? Now, caffeine is considered in this.
Yeah, I drink caffeine. I drink soda. Sometimes
Okay.
I'll have some tea. Maybe a glass of tea a month and soda a couple times a week. I experimented with marijuana when I was in high school also. I had tried it maybe 4 times with some friends. Don't smoke cigarettes though.
Cocaine, amphetamines, anything like that?
No, my wife would leave me if I did that.
Any opiates or sedatives or hallucinogens?
No.
Okay. Well, do you have any more questions for me?
No, I don't.
No?
Thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. I'd like to see you again within another week, and I would recommend that you go see a doctor about the insecticides that you're putting on your body.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that you don't have any physical issues with that.
All right.
Okay? Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.